Hi, this is Amy Prindle. For my informational interview, the topics I'm going to focus on are attitude, job satisfaction, personality, and values. I feel these are important for not only in the workplace, but also in our lives. Having a good attitude and being personable will follow into our professional lives, and I feel it will also help us succeed. So I decided to interview someone that deals a lot with people and could give knowledgeable advice. The person I interviewed is Susie Stem. She is the vice president of First Summit Bank. She works at the Westmont branch. She has over 30 years experience, and she believes organizational behavior is instrumental. And a couple things about First Summit Bank. It is a bank. It will be celebrating its 90th year. It has 16 offices in locations such as Johnstown, Westmont, Portage, Latrobe, Evansburg, and Altoona. They have around 200 employees. And a fun fact about Susie is she started at First Summit Bank when she was 17 years old. She started at the very bottom of the ladder in bookkeeping, and she has worked her way up throughout the years. And her experience has taught her the importance of organizational behavior. So the first question I asked her was, as vice president for the bank, do you think feeling job involvement and job embeddedness has helped you work up to your position now? And her response was yes. A person, they need passion for what they do. Being self-directive is key. And First Summit Bank is a performance-oriented company. So what that means is they are not based on seniority. The better a person does personally is how far they will go in the company. And this person, they have to be committed. And they have to be willing to be accountable for their job, especially when they make mistakes. And the next question I asked was, I know you have strong religious values. How has that influenced your psychological empowerment? And she said her upbringing, it has taught her to respect others. Since she was at the bottom of the ladder and she has, worked her way up, she has done other people's jobs. She's been there. She's been in their shoes. She knows the pros and the cons. So she feels she's able to relate to them, and she's able to be a better leader, and she's able to have empathy since she has done these jobs. Next question was, being an employee of the bank for many years shows you have a strong organizational commitment. What are some of First Summit Bank's values you're proud of? And her first response was, the bank allows their employees to think like owners. What that is whenever they are making a decision, such as approving the loan or waiving fees, they are supposed to think of this money as if it is their own and coming out of their pocket. And I think that's great, allowing an employee to think like that is able to, hopefully make them make better decisions for the company. And another thing the bank does is they have open communication. Every morning in the office, they hold 5-minute meetings, and everyone is there, and they discuss things, they, update people on anything going on, and people can even express any concerns they have. Another item is the bank allows opportunity for growth, and this is where they are performance oriented. Since they don't go on seniority, it allows the passionate employees to move up in the company. And then the last item was the company assigns a mentor for all new employees. And what it is they meet with the mentor at least 4 times a year. They go to lunch, they go to supper, just to have someone where they can ask questions or the mentor can give advice. Susie, she is actually one of the mentors. And one of the items that really impressed me on this was she said the CEO, he is even a mentor. And that just made me think, coming into a company, being a brand new employee, and getting the CEO as your mentor, wow, that would be great. You would have such knowledge and be able to do so much better at your job. And then the next question was, do you feel First Summit Bank has a strong corporate social responsibility to their community? And she said, yes. First Summit Bank, they are very passionate. They do volunteering. In 2017, they had over 11,000 charitable and civic volunteer hours. The bank, and they also do things, they collect supplies for Hurricane Harvey, they do MSA, collections for the Salvation Army, and they even sponsor the music festival. And what they were saying when they say community, they don't just think of community, they think of the shareholders, they think of their employees. And the better the bank does means the more they can do for the community. First Summit Bank, they purchased the naming rights for what used to be called the War Memorial. And this allowed for more work to be done around there, which allows a better place for the community to enjoy. And something else that the bank does is they have an employee foundation. And this is where employees, they can dress down on a certain day. And everyone puts in a couple of dollars, and this money goes into this foundation. And it is for employees there. If they know of any employees going through a hard time financially, or if, like someone has an illness, they will send that person a check. And I was really surprised at this point for a company to care so much about their employees, to make sure to give them something to help them out through a hard time. You don't get that a lot at some companies. And I mean, that was just really impressive and shows how much First Summit Bank cares. And the next question was, working with other employees and customers bring the challenge of communicating with many different personalities. What has your experience taught you about working with different personalities, especially personalities that can be difficult? And she believes understanding others is valuable. Everyone is different, and everyone has a different way of doing things. You just have to accept that. Some people are like drivers. They want to get straight to the point, and other people, they like to have small talk. And she said, just no matter what, be kind to everyone. It doesn't matter what kind of personality they have. And she said, just pay attention to details such as body language, and that actually can really help you, understand, how the person is feeling, and it helps you learn how to communicate effectively with others. And my next question was, what is one thing you have learned about working with different personalities that you wish you would have known when you started at the bank? And she said when she first started at the bank, they didn't have conferences like they do now. They have a conference about organizational behavior. And she says, if she would have known about organizational behavior, getting to have these conferences at first, it would have really helped her. First Summit Bank does have mentor problems now, but they didn't when she first started. And she did say when she first started, the CEO, Elmer Laszlo, he has been like a mentor throughout her years, and he still is, and she just wishes that they would have had that back then too. She feels she would have been better prepared. And then the next thing is, how important do you think employee engagement is in the workplace? Do you think people with a strong employee engagement are more likely to be promoted than others? And she said, yes, absolutely. It is very important. A person needs to be willing to be a team player. Since First Summit Bank is performance-oriented, being ambitious is what you need if you want to get ahead in this company. They need a can-do attitude, and they need to be committed to meeting standards. And then the next question was, being vice president puts you in charge of others. How do you ensure employees have job satisfaction? And she said, people need to know they're appreciated. The golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. The more appreciated an employee is, the more engaged they'll be in their job. And First Summit Bank, they do things such as appreciation dinners, where it recognizes everyone's achievement. They give unique awards for their employees, such as like money or gift cards. And this way, they make sure that, job satisfaction is working for the employees. First Summit Bank, they have been named one of the best places to work multiple times. Their strategy of having high standards but celebrating success has been successful. And I feel them being named one of the best places to work just speaks for itself there. And it shows that they are doing the right thing. Then my next question was, when you retire or even thinking ahead 10 years, what are some of the terminal values you want to have completed? And her goal is to find a replacement. She wants to be able to mentor this replacement. She wants the replacement mentored so well that no one will even notice Susie's gone. She can just kind of just fade away, and it is as if, she's not even gone because this person is doing the job so well, like Susie would. And watching Susie answer this question, it was inspiring. Susie, she had a hard time answering this question. From the interview, it's obvious her love of her job, and it was hard for her to think of not working there. And she even said, not working at Summit Bank would feel like a divorce, because she has been there since she was 17, and it's all she knows. And my last question was, overall, what advice do you have for others to be successful in the workplace? And she says, you gotta love what you do. You know, always try to learn something new to better yourself. You know, don't be afraid to ask questions, and having a good attitude and positive self-talk will make a difference. You know, never ask anyone to do something you would not do. And remember to smile. I mean, you never know what someone is going through. You know, an employee, you know, a customer, anyone. And a smile could make a big difference to them. And she said the best part of her job is seeing a customer leave with a smile on their face, knowing she helped give them, you know, that smile and brighten up their day. So, in conclusion, I think the questions I asked relates to what we learned throughout this course by focusing on how to apply these in the workplace. I enjoyed interviewing Susie. Her insightful knowledge of organizational behavior, it's been learned through experience. I mean, she didn't have conferences when she first started. And she doesn't think it's first time to bank as a job, but as part of her life. I mean, she genuinely loves her job. She loves her employees. She loves her customers. And it showed with all of her responses. And another piece of great advice that Susie gave me, and it really interested me, was to not think of her daily tasks just as a job, but as helping people. And I mean, things such as approving a loan. You know, this could be for a first-time home buyer. This could be for parents getting a loan for their kids to go to college. And this is changing that person's life. And she said just changing her perspective of her duties. It's made her even better. She's not thinking of it as a task. She's thinking it as helping people. And it makes her feel fulfilled at the end of the day. And everything Susie said about herself and how First Time Bank treats their employees, it's what I want for a career. You know, I'm going to remember all of her advice, and you know, I'm gonna apply it in the workplace. And I feel like even the simple response of smiling, you know, like she's had such a great point. You know, just smiling could really help someone, just because you never know what they're going through. And I really think that I picked a great role model for this assignment. I mean, Susie, she lives organizational behavior. And I hope to find a job like Susie has. I want to have a job that I have passion for, you know, and that I just love. And I want people to look at me and say, wow, Amy, she really loves her job, and it shows. So if anyone is ever at First Summit Bank in Westmont, feel free to stop in. Susie loves saying hi to people, and she loves seeing customers.